A quick disclaimer before we begin. Everything discussed in this episode reflects our personal opinions and experiences as educators. Always use your professional judgment and follow your organization's policies when evaluating and using AI tools. Welcome to Classroom to Code. I'm Nadia.
And I'm Noni.
We are two teacher moms in two different countries who somehow found ourselves building apps, learning AI, joining a Replit Buildathon, and realizing that maybe we were never as far from tech as we thought.
Because before we ever called ourselves builders, we were teachers. We were already adapting, troubleshooting, differentiating, testing, fixing, and trying again.
This podcast is about what happens when teachers stop waiting for someone else to build the thing that they need and start asking, can I make this myself?
We'll talk about the messy parts, the scary parts, and the what am I even doing parts. And the moments where something finally works and you think, wait, I actually built that?
We'll talk about AI literacy, education, app building, design mistakes, accidental wins, motherhood, and what it really looks like to go from an idea in your head to something real.
And if you're listening and thinking, I'm not technical enough, I'm too late, or people like me don't build things like this, then honestly, this is the show for you.
Because we thought that too.
And we were wrong.
Welcome to Classroom to Code. We have a very special guest with us here today.
I'm so excited to introduce you guys to Ruth Heasman. Is that how you say it?
Heasman, don't worry, whatever.
Ruth Heasman. So excited to have Ruth on here today with us. We've been looking forward to this for a while. Ruth is one of the power users of Replit. How long have you been on with Replit, Ruth?
Oh God, actually since about 2024, like August, September, something like that. But like yeah, coming up to 2 years.
Wow.
Amazing.
Well, I met Ruth through the Mobile Buildathon, which she was actually the winner of, with an absolutely amazing game, which we'll have a look at in a minute. So do you want to tell us a little bit more about yourself, Ruth, and what you built?
Sure. Well, I'll start with myself. I'm God, what am I? Serial entrepreneur. Like I've been self-employed since I was like 22. I did a grand total of about 2 or 3 years in employment and decided that was enough. I'm sort of joking, but I'm kind of not. And I started out as a web designer. Well, no, I started out in publishing actually, and then as a typesetter editor. And then I went into web design for a decade, and then I took over my dad's business after he died because he had a ticket printing business, and I ran that for 20 years.
Wow.
And then COVID kind of killed it because we were printing event tickets and things like that, and there were no events on for like 2 years. So that was kind of that. And then since then, I've just been sort of starting little businesses, just being self-employed, really. I do all sorts of weird stuff. I write books, music, apps. I will turn my hand to almost anything.
That's so cool.
That's amazing. I think, the Replit community has people so similar to you that can relate to what you're saying. So many of us I've heard the term multi-passionate entrepreneurs, right? So we are entrepreneurs and we've got a whole lot of different things going on. It's hard to kind of explain when someone asks you what you do, but that's such a great background story. Thank you for sharing that. I will say I joined Replit maybe I think it was end of February. When was the Buildathon? The mobile one.
No, hang on. It was like February. It was February. So yeah, about the time that you joined.
Okay, so I didn't even know. I wasn't part of the Buildathon world yet. I was still learning about what's vibe coding, what's agentic engineering and developing. You were a legend. I had heard your name several times. I started watching the streams and I would see Ruth on there. But could you give a little bit of a recap of, what I missed with the Mobile Buildathon, what it was, and how you ended up getting the first place prize? And then we'll look at your projects as well.
Okay. Well, getting first prize was a shock, but it was a very good shock because it comes with tokens, as you both know, as being winners yourselves. So I was very, very keen to win it. So I did try really hard. And what I did basically was I made a game that when I was trying to think about what to make, I was thinking, look, I need to make something that can only be made on a phone. So I wanted to use the oh God, what's it called? Gyroscope in the phone and the haptics and all of the things that make a phone. And so I came up with this idea of projecting 3D ghosts into your own room. So the idea is you're ghost hunting in your own whatever room you're in. And so you got the camera on. It's not recording or anything like that. It's just, a viewfinder and is projecting 3D ghosts into your room. You chase them, but it was difficult because Expo doesn't allow you to use WebKit, which is what you would normally use to make an AR game, augmented reality game. So I actually had to kind of engineer my own AR engine, which proved very difficult, actually, no joke. I was throwing OpenAI, ChatGPT at it, Claude at it, Replit's agent at it, and it was very difficult to get it to behave like a proper AR. It's not, honestly, it's not an easy thing to do. A lot of maths involved. It's really totally over my head,
Well,
honestly.
it definitely paid off.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing.
Amazing.
AR is actually where I started as well. The first app that
Oh,
I got
really?
on the App Store myself. So I have my math program that I always talk about, but I created a IEP meeting in augmented reality as a project in graduate school.
IEP?
IEP, thank you for asking. It is a teacher term for an annual meeting that we have for children with
Oh,
special
right.
needs. And it has the entire team and everybody, the educational team from like maybe they have a speech therapist, the teacher, the
Oh,
parent,
wow.
the principal. We have these once a year for any child who has special ed services in the US. I think it's similar, right,
We
Noni?
do it here as well, yeah. IEP, individual educational plans for any child
Yes.
who needs it, yeah.
Yeah, so my idea was I'm going to create a simulation because a lot of times new teachers are thrown into a meeting and they don't know what their role is or what everybody's supposed to do. So I had a class that you can take and then you can do this AR experience. This is before I knew what vibe coding was, so this was probably in January, I think, because it was when, I
Great.
had just graduated. And I used ChatGPT and what's the Xcode that they have on
Yeah,
Apple and
yeah.
then I just put the code in there, and there is an AR, and the name is escaping me, but there's a program that you can use and put your characters in there. And it was very, piece by piece. It was probably one of the most challenging.
WebKit, probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
One of the most challenging things I've ever done. So I'm so impressed that you did it for the Buildathon and you figured it out. That's just amazing.
Well, this was the thing because if I could have skipped the expo step, I perhaps could have used it, but I don't have a Mac either, so I didn't
Mm.
have Xcode, and so it was all. I mean, thank goodness for the Replit integration into the App
Mhm.
Store, because otherwise I just couldn't have done it at all.
Yeah.
Um, but it was a lot of fun, and I just kept going. So once I'd got the gameplay of the game chasing, I created a story mode, and I think I did 50 levels for it. It was a lot of levels anyway,
Wow.
and a load of characters, and a storyline and all of that stuff. And then I made a what do you call it, multiplayer option where people can play together,
Multiplayer.
and that no, I'm going to use the wrong word. God, it's been a long while since I've thought about this actually. Anyway,
Mm.
but that was in itself was a bit of a challenge, trying to get people to have a shared space in which they could run a ghost hunt.
I wouldn't
And
even know what
which
that is.
sound, yeah, but it sounds like what you did though, Nadia. It doesn't sound far off if you were like getting just people together in a single room in
Oh,
a
no, no,
space.
no. Mine was it was a pre-scripted, you click the person and they've got, a script a voiceover and they kind of move with it. It wasn't like that. Like you have two
Okay,
people
right.
logging in. Yeah, this is much more advanced.
So do you mean like two people joining the game using a code or something?
Yeah, having you're setting up a room and then you play together and you start and finish at the same time and then whoever caught the most ghosts wins.
Amazing.
And then I made a photo booth as well, so you could take once you caught the ghosts, you could then take a photo with them and
Then,
share
yeah,
it.
really
Yeah.
cool.
So I was just like, I just kept going until the deadline. I was just like, no, we're just gonna keep making additional features to this because I really wanted to win those credits.
Yeah,
Um,
well, you
It
got there.
worked.
Do you know how long it took you to make this app from beginning to end?
I did the bulk of it was just in 7 days because I actually started a bit late. I'd started with a different app initially and switched because I just didn't think it was strong enough as an idea, and I'm glad I did. So
Yeah,
I started about 7 days in, I think, and then I only had 7 days, and we had to get it all the way through to test flight, I think it was.
yeah,
And so I had to basically get it into the App Store, not entirely all the way through, but like I
Yeah.
had to submit it at least. And yeah, I've lost my train of thought entirely. So yes, 7 days,
yeah.
and but then it took me another 2 weeks after that to get it through the App Store because that process is long and arduous and no joke.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
They had lots of criteria to they check everything and then they come back with you with things. They reject it a couple of times.
A couple of times. I think I got mine rejected 4 or 5 times, I think. And the thing was that it was several days between each rejection and another
Yeah.
submission. So it just sort of spread out to 2 weeks. But I got there in the end. But it was, I'm just going through that process now with like 3 other apps. And
My
it's
gosh,
Yeah.
so tedious.
I've got rejected apps that are set up, and I just am looking at them, and I'm like, can someone just
Come on,
download it off my
keep
website,
going.
right?
Yeah.
It's
I
it is
was rejected a
hard.
couple like 4 or 5 times with my first app as well. And then the second one just once. And then they accepted it straight away. But yeah, they have very strict criteria. I
Oh,
mean,
and it's almost like they want you to be telepathic as well. Like there's a lot there that just like they don't explain. Thank God for the agent, right? Because you can just
Right.
get the rejection and paste it into the agent and
yeah.
go, "What's it on about?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I did every time I copy and pasted it into Agent. I was like, figure this out for me, fix it up, tell me what to do next.
Oh
Hold my hand
yeah.
as I gently cry. And yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was a definite learning curve. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping it'll be quicker this time, but because I know more about it. It was, I tell you what, it was well, the Apple Connect itself was really difficult, but combining it with Revenue Cap, like the two, you're just switching constantly between these two websites, like,
Yeah.
wanting at least one of them to please just shut up and patch this app. Really.
So
Think
But
SpookSeek was your first app onto the App Store.
yeah, well, yeah, I think it was. Well, it wasn't my first finished app actually. I made something called Startup Scout that I got Stripe all the way into and everything. So that was probably my first finished app, but that had been like 6 months before probably. But Stripe also was quite difficult because when I put Stripe in, they didn't have the integration yet, so it was like flying blind. I mean, it was hard. Took
So you,
weeks actually. Yeah.
Wow.
Doesn't now. It's a lot easier now. But
yeah.
Mm.
these
Much
integration
easier
is
processing.
such a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing though that you were able to figure that out being so new to it because even as somebody who, I'm on the App Store for even two things that were not vibe coded, it is such a process and I think that it's a conversation that we need to have and I'm just so impressed that you were figuring it out and then you were able to get the win as well with such a great app that you created.
Shall
So
we
Joel,
show some of
yeah.
the
Yeah.
pictures?
So I've got a video on the next slide, and then if you will watch it, and then if you want to talk about it afterwards, and then I'll give you also access to control my screen and walk us through anything else that's interesting for you.
Okay. I mean, I probably not, but let's
Hmm.
just look at
Yeah, okay. So this is the app that you created that you were talking about,
yeah.
correct? So these are screenshots. Are these?
So can you see Replit Mobile Buildathon winner? I put it in there in the
Amazing.
first
And these are
three.
the pictures from the Apple App Store. This
So yeah.
what you put
Yeah, I
when you
wasn't gonna let that go by without putting a badge on it.
yeah,
That's
fantastic. They should know.
yeah. Your ghosts are so cool. How did you make those ghosts?
Just gosh, let me think now. Probably in Chat GPT, that one, those ones. I started out and I was making kind of quite scary looking ghosts, and I wasn't enjoying it or didn't like it. And I really wanted to do something that was just a bit more, fun for kids really than anything else. So I kind of reworked them, but then I had to take them into a 3D app and make them into 3D objects.
Wow.
Yeah.
What
I mean,
3D app did you use, if you don't mind me asking?
Which 3D app?
3D app.
God, now you're asking. Oh, is it like Tripo or something like that? I can't remember now. But after this, I could find it for you.
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. There
that'd
are
be
a bunch of
cool.
apps that allow you
There
to do
are a
it in
bunch of them.
AI.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who are doing it manually use Blender. I tried doing Blender. I am not a good 3D sculptor in any way.
And you don't need to do that
Yeah.
anymore. Like
Yeah.
you can create a 3D model from like just a flat 2D image.
Oh yes, yes, finally. I started trying in maybe 2020
Uh,
with with sculpting, and now I am all about the 2D image. Put it
yeah.
in and it is amazingly accurate, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that soon it's going to be available in Replit. I know Replit does some 3D stuff already, but when you've got those really complicated 3D assets, sometimes it's great to
Yeah,
import.
I need to hear more about this 3D that they're adding.
Oh, I
Like,
don't know anything about it. I'm just manifesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
It
I
has
I
been
can come in.
given. It has
huh?
been
Don't
given as a feedback, just to let you know. It's part of feedback that was given to Michaeli during the Paris dinner. So let's hope, fingers crossed, it's something that they add to it soon, because it's gonna make
worry.
that's gonna make life so much more easier for so many people who make, especially games with 3D assets in.
Yes.
Very cool.
Well,
I
I've been making games this week, and this is not the Andrew Brunson game, but a different a game that I'm making on my own, and it's making the God, can't think of the right words. Oh, see, because I'm not a trained anything, well, certainly not a trained
Neither
games.
are
I
we.
don't know all the terminology.
Yeah, we don't know the word either.
The animations, walk, run,
Yeah.
idle, all of that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Replit can make you those now.
Yeah.
What?
That is a big deal.
I did
Wow.
not know that. That is
We'll
amazing.
have
We'll
to
have to learn.
dabble in that a little bit and check it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
I can
cool.
show you if you like. I can screen share.
Yeah, yeah. So let's do this. Let's watch your video just because I think it's so great and deserves
Okay.
its own little snippet of time. And then I'm going to give you screen sharing control and you show us what you want to show us. Does that sound
Okay,
okay?
cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is the story mode. I'm kind of telling the story on an
Something
iPad
bad is
screen,
coming.
and then
I
you
can
kind of
feel it. Be
playing out in the.
careful.
You will not take my children.
Love the music.
Children,
So,
come to matron.
This reading keeps fading in and out. Excellent. 30 seconds remaining. Move it! Oop, 10 seconds. Hurry!
that goes to screamer. He rushes out and screams.
Wow. So cool.
Amazing, amazing. And that really goes into how well you packaged it. And I think that's such a big theme that I'm seeing again and again with Buildathon wins is
I
that
think that's true. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
packaging really
Yeah.
matters because a lot of people are making really, really awesome apps. And I think when you hear the team talk about how they select winners, it really is how do you really tell the story of what it is in a way that's engaging and easy to understand.
Yeah.
So well done, Ruth.
That was great.
Amazing.
And I think I'm not sure, might have dreamt this, but I'm pretty sure during the Mobile Buildathon they did showcase your video, right?
They did. Yeah, they were playing
Yeah.
it, I think, whilst they were talking to me. So I don't
Yeah.
think we necessarily heard the sound, but yeah. Because
Was it available to see before that? Because I remember seeing it.
I definitely tweeted it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think I saw it then, but it was just amazing. And I was like, if she doesn't win, I don't know who's gonna win because it was absolutely fantastic. And it's the video
Noni
that
is
got me.
I was gonna say you have a knack for predicting who the winners are.
I can't do this.
It's
Well,
very
no, I
interesting. I
know
don't
what
know
you
what you
mean
know.
though, but there are a lot of good entries now, and
Yeah.
I think I was lucky, because I kind of did the first build-a-thon because it was
Mhm.
when just Reimar had just joined and Manny hadn't been there for too long, and so it was the first build-a-thon that they organised, and I feel like I got in under some kind of bar there because, I mean, there were still thousands of entries, but there were not as many by
Yeah.
any stretch as there
Mhm.
were when you did it, which was an insane amount.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that you
the
think about
pretty
the
crowded.
competition
Yeah.
that you beat out, it's like insane, really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
also it was a mobile buildathon, so it was only mobile. And then the buildathon that they did for the 24 hours one, that was anything. So that was
Yeah,
really cool. And also it was Agent 3 back then. Now they have Agent 4.
I know, which is so much better. I mean, the
Huge,
leap from one agent to the next is crazy.
massive.
I feel
Yeah.
like I sleep and wake up and Agent is smarter and we just,
You know,
like are able to do something new.
that's that's actually not even untrue because it's now they've got it self-learning, haven't they?
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, some
So
of the stuff that I've done this week, I don't think I could have done last week. I mean, maybe I just didn't
no,
know how. It's
no,
not
but
necessarily
that's
Agent, but
exactly right. And like I say, producing these you know, loops, animation loops for these characters in this game I'm doing, I don't think I could have done that like a month ago, or at least maybe not 2 weeks ago for all I know, but certainly it's a very new feature.
And do you
And
think
announce everything, just sort of appears.
yeah, you kind of just find it. I'm always looking for the ceiling for Replit, and what I've
Yeah,
learned is that if you and this is kind of a principle in life, if you don't ask, the answer is always no.
yeah.
And that I've never had agents say no to me. It will
No,
give me a
no, I
workaround.
know. Yeah, I
So
think I often phrase something. I say, "Is that possible?" Question mark.
yes.
yes,
Yeah,
I
And
always say
Angel will be
that.
like, yes. And I'm like, what do you mean, yes? This is crazy.
Yeah.
Like you know, it's my moonshot. Like I think that there's no way and it'll
Yeah.
make it. So
But
I would
sometimes it's
love,
like in my honest opinion, and then it breaks stuff down for you when it is
yeah.
something that is a little bit complicated. But I do have a question. Do you think the SpookSeek game that you made back then, do you think so? Because you had to use different ways to get your AR to get going. Do you think if you did it on Agent 4 now, it would be able to do it without you using
Yeah, I
external?
think it really would. And it was interesting because Opus 4.6 dropped or something. I can't remember what it was back then, but something like 4.6. And it literally went from one day not being able to solve this maths problem to like within a couple of hours suddenly it could do it. And then I went onto Twitter and noticed that they'd integrated Opus 4.6. I was like, oh, I noticed something change. And what it couldn't do 2 hours ago, it can now do. So like you literally can feel the intelligence upgrade, can't you? It's
Yes.
Yeah,
palpable.
And it's like
yeah.
having the smartest employee, right? That
Ah,
will learn on their own time as well.
Yeah,
yeah,
very
they'll never
cool.
say no.
And then having all those integrations as well, fantastic stuff.
Yes.
I
Makes life.
know.
Yeah.
It's
Do you
insane. I
think
don't
it's
think
like
any
a
of it, like we're all finding different corners of Replit, aren't we? Like, we're all doing slightly different things with it.
Yes. That's
But
a
I
good
don't
point.
think any of us have explored every single integration, every single corner of it yet. Like that's the beauty of it, is that you can just keep pushing out in all directions, see where the
it's
edges
an
are.
all-in-one for everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that that's the importance of community as well. And that's why I love how much Replit is investing in their community and building it and nurturing it because nobody really knows what's possible. We're all, like you said, uncovering
Yeah.
some other hidden
Yeah.
treasure. And so we can show each other. I didn't know about the region editor until Noni showed me. And then I made out this like 3D microscope. I think Amjad had retweeted it as well. And that was
How
because
did
Noni
you make that?
I made that.
How did you? Yeah, but how did you make
I
that?
made it the same way
How?
you made your ghost. So basically, what I did is I imported the GLB, the 3D model that I had used 2D to 3D AI, and then I brought it in. I literally just dropped it into Agent, and I said, I want you to make me, this is something I had to reprompt. I first said, I want to label this microscope. I want to create an interactive game where the microscope can be labeled with the pieces and all of that. And it offered something. Oh, it offered to make me a 2D one. It was like, we'll make you a 2D version that's labeling. And I was like, no, you can do better than that.
3D
Make,
work.
yeah, you're smarter than that. Make me a 3D region editor and allow me to edit the points for accuracy. And it was like, okay. And then it made it. And I was like,
Well,
this is
no, I
stunning.
learned something off you guys because I didn't realize because I have had it make an editor for me so that I can. I'll show you in a minute actually.
Yeah.
Do clever things and tag things up and stuff. But I didn't realize you could do that on the canvas and just say, oh, and make this editable for me on the canvas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I tried it first with my skeleton. I don't know if you saw it on my X, but
yeah, I did. I did. I watched.
skeleton. Yeah, and do you know what? That was actually by accident. I told agent that you're not labeling the right
Yeah,
part, so and I was a bit mean. I was like, you're not doing it right. Let me do it. Let me have control.
yeah,
And then it made me the region editor, and I was like, oh, this is an actual thing. So yeah, it was really cool. You could just put like what do you call it? Customize it as however you wanted to.
yeah. But it
Amazing.
will allow you to do it like on the canvas.
Yeah.
I did not know existed. So that was
Mm.
Ruth, I'm itching to see what you've built and what and how you build and whatever you want to share with us. I feel like you're a fountain of knowledge for so many things in Agent and Replit that I don't know. And I want to give you the stage to share your screen and show us whatever you want to show us. I know you've been collaboratively working on a game, again with one of the Blumson brothers. I would love to hear whatever you are open to sharing and to see whatever you're willing to show us.
Let's see.
sure. Like, do I just click share?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then select the
Um,
window.
or just want the whole thing? God, I never know where to click on these things.
So yeah, if you just select a window, when you click share, it's gonna show you
Okay.
desktop and and you can select your app, whatever you're using. Yep.
There you go.
Can you see my window? I'm
I
just wondering if I've selected the right thing so that I can change tabs and you can still
Yes,
see it. Can you
perfect.
still
Beautiful.
see? Yeah.
As
Okay,
long as
so
there's nothing on there that you wouldn't want everyone to see.
no, it's fine. It's fine. So this is the game I made with Andrew. It's very loud, sorry. I don't know really how to turn it down.
I
So,
can't
yeah,
hear it.
I
okay.
can't hear it.
I've turned you all down though, so I can barely hear what
So,
you're saying now. I don't know. Yeah,
okay. So this is
sorry
what we
about
should
that.
do. No, that's
Um,
okay. Give me one
but
second,
if
Ruth.
I just, it's a Pac-Man game,
Wow.
but it's a 3D Pac-Man game.
Very
So
cool.
just
I love
demo
that.
really quick.
I
Amazing.
saw
It's
this and I was
it's
like,
very
"Let's
nice.
do it." Absolutely
And I will
amazing.
get killed almost immediately because I'm actually not very good at playing games.
It's
You know
amazing.
what we didn't do? I'm going to close that now because it's very noisy. And I'm going to turn the volume back up. What I didn't do is what we never got round to somehow or other is make it so you could turn the music off. That was an
Hmm.
oversight,
Well,
wasn't
there you
it?
go. You know what to do next.
We should, well, I mean, you can turn it off on the pickers, the chooser screen, but not once you're in the game, which is not right, really. But anyway,
Well, that's what I love about showing people what you've made or what I've made. You realize in the moment. There have been so many times where I've been doing a demo and I'm like, I'm gonna change this as
yeah,
soon as
this
we get
obvious thing is missing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna change
yeah.
it right now. So
It did occur to me, but I never actually got around to anyway.
So
Um,
this is the project that you and Andrew Blumson worked on
this
together.
is the project, and we did it in 2 days. Which is kind of blows my mind to think
Yeah.
that you
I
can
think
do
I saw
all
an
of that.
image or a video of it. The basic, it was just like blocks, gray blocks, and then you
Yeah,
built
it was like
onto that.
a yellow globe, and that was it.
Yeah,
So
when they made it, when you guys did it, I was like, huh, what's this?
Yeah, so are they making
Yeah,
a son?
you
I was
very
like,
much
is
got
it
something, but
technical?
yeah,
I don't
clearly
know. I was like, is this out of
going
my
over my head.
knowledge?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
No, but I learned a lot from him
yeah.
because he drove really. He chose the idea and wrote the prompt, and that was very instructional, very instructive. Like I learned an awful lot, which I probably shouldn't divulge because it's sort of Blum's and trade secrets, really.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to share.
It's
We see
but
the product and
But
how
like,
awesome it is.
yeah, expect
Yeah.
my games from now on to be better. Let's put
yeah,
it like
that's
that.
really cool. Very, very cool.
So
I
he
did
was
say
he
to
was
him, I was
very,
like, I did say to him, I said, me and Nadia will probably be coming to you for a next educational game.
Oh yeah, I'm
well,
making
I think.
a bunch, and I would love to just learn from them and from you as well.
Oh yeah, Andrew's terrific, and Kevin as well. But I've spoken more with Andrew than with Kevin. I only really met Kevin at that lunch, but um, they're both absolutely brilliant. So let me show you really quickly. This is a game I'm working on now since making that Pac-Man game. This is
Oh,
I
wow.
you neither of you will be old enough to remember this game, but I am old enough to remember this game.
I do
And
remember something similar to
This
this.
looks really familiar.
okay, all right.
I'm
So
not
there
sure.
was a game called Impossible Mission when I was a kid, which
Okay.
is a very long time ago. And on the Commodore 64, before the internet,
Mm,
that long ago. And
mm.
I've written a novel called The Bitcoin Singularity. I actually have here. And
Awesome.
this, I've always wanted to make it into a game. So this is the game.
Wow. Oh, that's
Um,
amazing.
and basically you coming in, and I won't explain the plot because it would be very boring, but you get the idea. Like this is how far I've got in a couple of days.
Oh, so cool.
So
Wow.
this, I mean, I'm not saying that this run cycle is perfect because it absolutely is not, but Replit made all of these graphics for me.
You animated this in Replit?
So
Yes.
cool. That's very, very cool. And did you give Replit this image of this character?
I did give, I did because it came up with one that I thought was not right, and
Yeah.
I actually know what the character looks like in my head, so I did give it a reference image, yeah. But
Amazing.
like, you can see, obviously this has got a lot of work to do, but you can see it's like coming along, right, at
Mm,
So
speed.
cool.
my
And
God.
So
it's got like little mini games that you can. Anyway, I won't bother, but you get the idea. So
Incredible.
we'll
I
close
have a
that one.
question.
Close that
I
one.
have a question about deciding between a 2D game and a 3D game and what informs that decision for you. Where do you decide, this is going to be something that's going to be best served in a 3D format? And, I see that you made a great 2D game. How do you make that
Plus a
decision?
platformer. It was just a question of it was a classic game that I remember from when I was a kid, and I loved it. It was like my favorite ever game,
Hmm.
and I guess I could visualize it in my head most easily by referring to the game that I remember. So it
Okay.
just seemed like the obvious decision. And also, I think making a 3D game in a browser of that type would actually be very hard. Um,
Right. Right. That makes
That's
sense.
very
yeah, I
cool.
think it would be really hard. So
Yeah.
it
That's
was,
like the great thing about Replit is that you can remake things. I was looking into a game. I don't know if you even know of it. When I was younger, was a game called Diddy Kong Racing in on the Nintendo 64. I absolutely still love that game.
yeah,
They stopped making it. This discontinued. So I tried to remake it on Replit and it was just ridiculous. It was fun. It's not finished yet.
ridiculous in what way? Oh, so you kind
Ridiculous as in I can't get the 3D the way I want it to look. So I might get a little bit of help on that, but I'll probably share at the end of this podcast how what it is so far and then maybe what it ends up being like. But yeah, it's so great that you can take something from your childhood and then remake it now.
That's
yeah,
amazing.
it
I
is
love
it
that.
is insane. And
Yeah.
I
I will say,
mean, who was it was talking about like we can make SaaS now as well. So like a lot of SaaS that we're all paying for, you know, you can just make it for yourself.
Yeah.
I made an app the other day, a teleprompter app for myself, because I need to start making some videos. Like I get to the point when I finished an app with that I can't be bothered to do the advertising, which of course is the exact wrong moment to abandon interest in it. The wrong moment. So I need to just like step up and actually finish what I start and make the marketing as well. So this actually is one of my favorite apps. I just really want to show you quickly because I won't run it, but I'll show you some previous runs that I've done. The reason why I love this is because when you have made an app, you want to be able to market it, right?
Right.
And so this makes it takes you put in your URL, the text from your landing page is usually what I use, but you could just handwrite it. And then I add my logo and some screenshots. And then that's basically you've given it all the context. And then it will go away and it'll make a brand identity up from what you've given it. So it'll give you, you know, a little breakdown of what your brand identity is. But the most important thing is it gives you instant, ready to use image assets for you to drop into LinkedIn and X and wherever you like. And then you can turn them into videos as well here too.
Amazing. I was literally saying this to Nadia the other day. I was saying to Nadia where we can have some kind of platform where we can, instead of going on different kind of social medias and posting different things, it's like so much to do. Is there what would someone should build something
Yes,
where it can just do it for us for all the platforms, make life easier.
absolutely.
This is it. And the nice thing is you've done the work already because you've made the website, you've come up with all the ideas, you've done everything short of the marketing copy. So this basically gives you, you know, obviously a caption, a title, the image, and then you can just click generate you know, video from that, and it will make you a lovely video as well, and you can extend your video too. So
Amazing.
it's like a one-stop shop for making, and I use these assets all the time. Just trying to think.
Is this
I mean, they're all
publicly
good.
available?
They're all good. Like it is, but I've got a bloody Bitcoin SV paywall on it because it's really slowed down the moment that I get to the point where I need to put Stripe on it. Like I slow down and I switch to something else because I'm very undisciplined and I need to get a handle on that basically. So, but what I do is I add a BSV paywall. I'm like a crypto person, and it takes me 10 minutes to add a Bitcoin paywall and it takes a lot longer than that to add Stripe. So basically every app I've made has basically got a BSV paywall on it. But unless you have a wallet with BSV in it, that's not going to do you a lot of good. But you know, in all seriousness, these assets that it makes are just gorgeous. You know, you can see they're like immediately usable assets.
That's so great and so useful because I feel like that's the gap, right? So many of us are getting comfortable creating things. Now, how do we distribute them? How do we let people know that they exist? So that's addressing a really important gap.
I
I love it.
promise I will put Stripe on this week. Like I have
Yeah,
to.
I think people would actually buy this. It makes life so much more easier. I love how
Yeah.
it generates the video as well.
The thing that I love, because you purchasing credits in BSV, like you know, you can basically purchase $1 worth of credits and create like well, you know, 10 assets for $1. Like so, that's the beauty of being able to put like a micro payment paywall on it is that you can actually pay just over the odds of what it actually costs. So this is an app that I'm working on at the minute that I loved. I did this during one of the buildathons. Don't think it, no, it was the 24-hour one. So it's the one you did, Nadia. And I really love this because I write. I like writing books. And so I've made myself an app for writing. And
Amazing.
this is, and you might have seen some apps for helping you write.
Yeah.
I don't know, because this is not by any means the first one. But what's so great about this, right, is that you can create like a book outline, story outline, and your characters and think all that through, and maybe a timeline, things like that, and drop them in here as markdown files. And it will
Yeah.
go away and churn away for about 10 minutes. And then it will come back to you with a filled in codex.
Oh,
Oh,
amazing.
cool. So
That's
And
I wrote a novel that I
oh,
haven't
right.
published. Yeah, and I used Scrivener. This was back, I started that novel in
Yeah.
2012. It was a journey of a deaf
Gosh,
woman.
that's a long time ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, and it is done, and there's just a lot of a refinement that I need to do on it, and this is, I mean, it's so useful. And then is there AI integration here? Obviously, because
Yeah.
you have the
Yeah.
characters and all that. Yeah,
Because
because
it's
there's no
me.
AI.
And there's not going to be no AI integration, is there? Like, come on.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so cool. I love it. And I would love to use AI for the character development or to, maybe find gaps or things that need to be addressed
Well,
within the stories that I've handwritten pretty much. So,
so I've got this review feature where you can go and look at a chapter or whatever, and you can run an analysis on it and say, check out the repetition, crutch words, continuity and timeline, pacing and tension, dialogue, character and emotion. And so it will give you a kind of a critique of, well, it will fix it basically.
Kind of
And
review your book for you and then fix it.
yeah, it will do a revise run through as well. And you can say, I want to make this more romantic, more cozy, funnier,
this
you
Ooh,
know,
is so
a
cool. So,
little,
is this available?
yeah. Well, I haven't got a paywall on this yet, but like yeah, you could log in today and use this for free.
okay.
Um,
But
but you have to bring your own open router key.
Mhm.
Open router,
I
it's
don't.
it's basically it's just an API key, but it gives you
Okay.
access to all of the LLMs, like all
Oh,
of them.
Okay, okay. So people would have to connect their own AI, is
Yeah.
that what you mean?
Well, that in my account settings here, we've got my open router API key
Uh-huh.
in there. So
Uh-huh.
that you need to bring your own key, which means is right, because I don't want to be overcharging you. I want you to pay what you actually spent using AI, you
right,
Yeah,
know.
right. That makes a lot of sense.
that's nice, yeah.
So yeah, so I mean, this is so good. And the other thing it does, right, I've got this visual studio concept in here because I want really to make a film out of my stories, because like why not, right?
That would be amazing. And it wouldn't
um
be hard to do these days.
right, so this will make you can put all your codex things in it, like your characters and your settings and all of that kind of stuff in, and it will make you like a JSON prompt for CDANS or whatever you want to run the video in.
Mm-hmm.
So it because you've got all the context in here, it can just transform it straight into scene prompts.
Amazing. This
Wow.
I
is
know,
really
I
cool.
Oh,
know.
cool.
So like this is what I think well beyond most apps of this type.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Definitely.
All right, another quick one. Let me see if I
Oh,
can
this is so cute.
load this. Oh,
I
hang
think
on.
your apps, one after the other, are blowing my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just open this up from scratch. So this is a book I'm doing. I don't know. Like you guys, I just come up with random ideas and
Yeah.
I do them, right? And when you've got some credits, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Highly recommend winning a Buildathon.
Definitely.
So this one is one of these where you scroll and it's sort of taking you in deeper and deeper into
Oh,
the
I
app.
love this. I have
Wow.
seen websites where they scroll and it takes you further into the website. I absolutely love that. I need to know how to
Yeah.
do that. I
Well,
love that.
Andrew developed a really good prompt for that the other day, and I think he said he'd share it. So just ask him for it, because he's written insane prompts for this kind of thing. So this what I've done is I've integrated a video with a still image, so you can kind of wave your fingers over it or your mouse
Oh
and
my
see what they're
gosh.
all doing in their room.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And then it's time for bed. So the idea of the story is that you're putting them to bed. So now I can go in here and this has got sound as well, but I've got it switched off at the minute. But you can tuck them in and it will play their little going to bed video.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This is
So,
so incredible. I hadn't even
this,
thought of doing something in this format. So
well, you know, kind of I hadn't either. I wanted to do something like this for ages, right? Because the other thing I like doing is making children's storybooks. These are proper storybooks, right? And like I have been thinking about this for so long. I finally today actually thought, well, I know how to do this. So I've got all these, and I don't know if you can see, but like these very detailed pictures where the idea is that the kid can go through and they can count all the keys and they can count all the animals that they can spot in the pictures and stuff. This one's like a haunted house.
Mind blown. Oh my goodness. This is
So what I
amazing.
really want to do is make it so that when you're rolling, I'm probably going to do a few more of these, you know, when you're rolling your finger around on an iPad or whatever, you can then, you know, see little animations for everything that you're looking at. So,
So, because
yeah,
we need to make a video of this and like showing and explaining it and then put this on. This is amazing.
this needs so you need to screen record and put this on X, and I want to blast it out to everybody
Because
because this
Andrew's
is so
screen
cool.
recorder.
I know, I do need to. Like one last one. You might have seen it on LinkedIn the other day because I did post a video of
I did
this.
see this, yeah.
But just like, and I didn't realize this was going to be so addictive. I actually love this. So it's very difficult to use on, it needs to be on the phone really to work properly. But you know, you can just, you know, it's obviously that's not doesn't look great, but it's way better on the phone. It's difficult to really show it on here.
And
But
is this available yet? Is it up on the App Store?
no, I'm in. See, this is it. This is where I slow down. This is the point at which I come to an almost standstill every time, is the getting it like on the App Store or getting Stripe into it. I'm terrible because I kind of mentally move on, and it's just
Yeah.
it's bad, bad. So I've got to, and that's why the build-a-thons are so good for me.
Yeah.
They make you see it through.
Yeah.
You have to
Yes.
see it through.
Yes,
But I
yes.
promise, and what I'm going to do, because I've got so many apps here that are in that stage at the minute of I'm just getting it in the App Store, I'm putting Stripe in it. I'm going to spend like a week and I'm going to do them all simultaneously because I just think it'll probably be less painful because I'll get a grip on what I'm doing. Hopefully it'll go faster.
Yeah.
This is a last one, right? I want to show you. I made this ages ago. Does it actually the website doesn't look very nice. Forget about that. But this is such a great thing. If you're into, like, as teachers, you might want to make stickers for your kids, right? And you want them to be personalized. So the idea of this is you stick the students' names in here in a list, right? A CSV file, whatever, just a list of names. And then you put in what pictures you want them to be. Kawaii is a good word because it just means cute.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then I can just click generate stickers and it will, I mean, obviously I only had 5 names in there, but it will generate a whole sheet of stickers with the children's names built into the image.
Oh, that's nice for
That's
teachers.
really nice. That's easy. That's quick and easy.
So I mean, this is I haven't launched this. I did this sort of for my brother actually, but it's obviously taking a minute. But there you go. See? So, but because it was, I think if I made this now, it would probably go better. But I had to make it so that you have to do the final, getting the right size and centered because it wasn't necessarily making them all exactly the same size and everything. But you can see it's not like a huge task to just go and center everything. But you know, I think if I remade this today, it would be better than this. But like, isn't that so cool?
I love it. Creative.
So brilliant. I'm so impressed with your apps. I can't believe you've made so many amazing things and they're not all over X. They need to be all over X. People need to
share and wire up those payments because there's so much potential I mean, the novelty of what you've created, it's very it's amazing the way that your brain works and how you're able to create something that people can experience. Like I would say that it was almost like an emotional experience going through your story weaver, you know. I'm a small animal enthusiast and you've got the hedgehog and I'm like, this is so
Amazing.
cute and I want to show everybody. I want to know, so if people want to either get in touch with you or see your work, where should they go? What's the best way to reach you or to even access the things that you've created?
So ruthdesignsdigital.com is just my portfolio website. So I don't even actually have that always up to date, but it's about the most up to date thing
Okay.
I've got. And then you can always find me on Twitter because that's kind of where I hang out.
Mhm.
So it's just Ruth Heasman is my handle, just my name. So
And we'll make sure we put that into the description so that people can go and take a look and definitely give a follow because I'm sure you're going to be coming up with even more amazing things. I don't know how you can top all that, but you've got a
It's so
brilliant
fun
mind.
to
I'm just playing, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing,
play.
like we're making useful things for sure,
Mhm.
but we are just playing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Play, yeah, and it's incredible to see what's possible based on, the ideas that pop into your head and then when you collaborate
Mhm.
with other people in the community. So I want to thank you, Ruth. Thank you so much for making the
Yeah.
time to show us your incredible work. Congratulations on the Buildathon win. I never congratulated you personally, even though I know I'm late to this.
Oh,
It's
congratulations to
amazing.
you too, ladies,
Oh,
too. Like it goes both ways.
thank
Yeah,
you. But
it's
it
been
is,
fantastic. Thank you for coming on the show today.
No, my absolute pleasure. I don't ever get to show off my stuff, so I
I
kind of
love it.
Well, you need to do it more often because it's fantastic.
Yes,
yeah.
please do
I do
share
I
as
do
we
need to make some more videos, that's for sure. So that's top of my list.
I think we'll
Help
take
me adding
snippets from
Stripe.
this. We'll take
Yeah.
snippets from this podcast and keep blowing it up everywhere because it's just great work that you're doing. So good.
All right, Ruth, thank you so
Lovely,
much.
lovely meeting you both. Hope to see you in person soon, Noni.
Soon, yes, we live in the same area. We should.
Yeah,
Well,
we
I'm
live
gonna have
pretty close
FOMO and
together.
I might
We'll
just show up.
we'll put you on video
Yeah.
camera and keep
Yeah,
you
just
with
sit
us.
me on the chair.
We'll
All
make that
right.
AR app. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.